Well, lock up your daughters, guys, and you can all call me Mystic Meg in the comments section because what I predicted has come to pass. Though in all honesty, any idiot could have predicted this happening given the lax security at the camps and the UK's weak immigration laws as a whole. Some of you might remember a week or so back I covered a story about two imported Labour voters who had committed serious crimes against young women either in the taxpayer-funded hotel one was staying in, or in the other engineer or rocket scientist case he was staying at the Penally camp in South Wales and had been harassing a female charity worker in the ways you would expect at this point, unfortunately. But as I said in my recent video, it was only a matter of time before these people walked right out the front gate, because they are all free to come and go as they please despite breaking the law to enter the UK, and in some cases breaking it once they are here, because it turns out at least 8 have already done just that in over a month that we have figures for at least. Meaning we have no way of knowing if the two recently arrested scumbags have scarpered, but the runaways are from the camp that they had been sent to after breaking the law if memory serves. The powers that be let them out on bail, free to walk around and maybe never return to Napier Barracks or even Penally Barracks as the figures show from October. I am willing to bet at least one said scumbag has already done a runner, if not both, but I don't know for sure obviously, and I doubt the police will come out admitting they ballsed it up either. Now Breitbart picked up on Nigel Farage calling out the government's open camp policy as dangerous, and rightly so, after the Telegraph reported on the 8 runaways in a month at just one camp. I imagine many more have gone since, and from both camps I would bet. But the Breitbart article headlines, Farage criticises dangerous government opened migrant camps after several illegals abscond. Because obviously they were always going to do that, as we said. Nigel Farage has criticised the government's open migrant camps housing hundreds of illegal alien men as dangerous and a threat to national security after it was revealed that migrants have been absconding from one facility without a trace. Yeah, because we don't have information on the other one just yet. The number of illegal landings of migrants crossing the channel by boat has more than quadrupled from last year's figures, with around 8,500 arriving on British shores since January 2020, compared to 1,890 the year before. And no, what they mean is 8,500 that we are told about. I expect it's probably more like 18 or 28,000 if you asked me. Illegals are arriving at such pace that the British government has repurposed 2 former army barracks, one in Folkestone, Kent and the other in Penally, Wales, with a third proposed in Barton Stacey, Hampshire, as I covered the other day. Each facility can hold hundreds of migrants, with reports that they are exclusively all male. They're not just reports, that is a fact. The prospective third site has raised concerns given that it houses 500 migrant men, while the village of Barton Stacey itself has only a small population of 1,000 people. The Telegraph reported on Sunday that around 2 migrants a week had disappeared without a trace from the open facility at Napier Barracks in Folkestone, which holds 400 alleged asylum seekers between September 22nd and October 20th, so like I said, literally just within 1 month. And at this point, almost 2 months old, so God knows how many have gone at this point. I expect the numbers have increased from 2 a week, let me tell you. Because I would bet once they start to notice 1 or 2 are going, the rest are like, why the fuck ain't we doing the same thing? And then they're off on their toes. Brexit leader Nigel Farage told the newspaper that he was surprised the figure was not far higher. Adding, the fact is that anyone can come to Britain illegally and then flee. That they're able to do it from army camps, I'm sure most people will view it as not just ridiculous, but potentially quite dangerous. And potentially quite dangerous, I would suggest, is even an understatement. He goes on, France are effectively closing their borders at the moment because of the fear of terrorism, and I think this is an issue of national security. Well, no shit, Sherlock, of course it is. These people are going to be from places that don't exactly like Western culture and might hate the UK, as we have already seen. But it goes on here. The report comes after the Daily Express revealed that an Albanian illegal was one of 69 released from charges of illegal immigration on a technicality was actually a convicted murderer in his native country. So just the sort of person you really want in the UK, I'm sure. Despite not being forcibly held in the facility and being housed, fed and clothed at the taxpayers' expense, migrants have complained that their accommodation at the Napier Barracks is not up to their standards, comparing it to a prison. Yeah, because most of them were likely told about 4-star hotels when they floated across the channel. And it's not just being housed, fed and clothed that these people get, let's be honest. They get more than that. They're getting phones, credit and everything like that, so they can call home and tell more people to join them in the UK. Now it goes on about them protesting, which I've covered the other day, and I don't give a fuck about if I'm honest anymore. They shouldn't even be here, that goes without saying. It goes on though, the government is preparing legislation to come into effect after the UK leaves the EU institutions on January 1st that will bar migrants from claiming asylum asylum in the UK if they have crossed the English Channel, having travelled through a safe European country, which is also something I covered yesterday, as most of you would have seen, and as always relies on the Tories actually doing what they said they're going to in relation to immigration. So far, that has not happened in our history, but I'm sure you would all agree this is very dangerous for the people of the UK that these cunts can just walk around willy-nilly, especially as I said, 2 of them have committed some pretty serious crimes, including rape and sexual harassment. Like I said earlier, I would be extremely surprised if they are not some of the ones who have already done a runner. We will have to wait and see, though I expect we will probably never be told.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.